Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Success Principles by Successful Principles. For the ones who know me, my name is Kamalneet Singh. For the ones who don't know me, my name is still Kamalneet Singh. The name doesn't change. I'm your host, I'm your dost. And the reason we do this series is we know that parents, especially given the times that we are into, there is a lot of struggle that's happening. Uh, Kids are almost present, things are opening up, but yes, it's been almost 1 year. Kids have been inside the house, really willing to come out. Never ever in the history it has happened that kids and parents have spent so much of time together. Now, wherever the situation is great, very good. But wherever there is a conflict or wherever the situation is not on the same page, kids and parents are not on the same page and spending so much of time together, it has also led to difficult situations for both the kids and the parents. And the mission and the idea behind the series is to help you understand from best of the minds in the world, from best of the educators in the world. Uh, they have dealt with thousands and thousands and thousands of uh, teachers, parents, and of course kids in their long journey. And the goal is to bring you the best so that you can transform your relationship, and which will also lead to your relationship being shifted with your child, and that will make a very positive difference in the life of your child. So today I'm excited about this episode. We have somebody very special, we have somebody extraordinary, we have somebody who is very very passionate, and we have with us Dr. Heena Rachh. She is the principal at Global Indian International School, Abu Dhabi, and it is my honor and it is my privilege to have her on this episode. Thank you very much for your time and gracing this episode. Now, somebody, you know, there are people who intrinsically are very very passionate about things, and having spoken to her a couple of times, I know that she's very very passionate about facilitating. She's not only the administrator, she's not only a principal, but way beyond. She's somebody who believes that parenting can make a huge difference. She's a great facilitator, and she has a very different view and a very different take on the whole concept of parenting. I know that you, as parents, when you hear her out today, it will give you a shift, it will give you a fresh perspective, and that's what the goal is. Dr. Heena Rachh, we welcome you all, and I know that the audience is really looking forward to your inputs. Thank you.
Thank you, Namaskar. Thank you, Kamalneet, for this generous introduction. And it's always a pleasure and privilege to be sharing platform with you. So thank you so much for having me here.
An honor. Now, I talk to parents, teachers, and kids, and so do you. You hear something which is very common, and I do hear the same. Almost all the parents, they end up using this word that, I want my kids to be successful. Like this is the mantra that they really talk about, and nothing wrong with that. And I think being successful is success in itself is a very broad term, like too broad a term. Now, I would want your take. Now, what is your take on this? How do you define success? Our parents would love to understand how an educator, how a seasoned educator, what's her definition of success? So, over to you.
Okay, as you rightly mentioned, Kamalneet, that this is success is a very subjective term and a relative term.
Yes.
But if you broadly define that, what successful person's traits would be, or what his characteristic would be, I would say that they have high aspirations.
Yeah.
So those who want to achieve success, or they have high aspirations and dreams and passion. So they are very passionate. They want to be someone, achieve something. So that killer instinct or that spirit is always there. They are confident. They are highly confident that they can do it. मैं कर लूंगी, like in that तुम्हारी सुल्लू, that मैं कर लेंगे, everything I will do it. Not tamed by failure on the way. So that is important. They persevere rather than get intimidated, and they are sensitive to things around them, whether it's people, it's nature, it's environment. And when students possess these skills alongside content knowledge, they are more likely to be successful in college, in the workplace, and as citizens.
Which I think is a brilliant insight. So what I also heard you saying is that while the way the world ends up defining success is very very materialistic in a way, what you just shared is actually a very different perspective. It's a different spectrum to look at. All the parents out there, didn't I tell you that you will have a very different perspective when you listen to her? So this is what it is. So I see your perspective, and I actually think that this is much more meaningful. Uh, if you look at success in this way, instead of having a blind horse approach, pursuing something very very singularly. Brilliant. So I'm sure parents are looking forward to more insights. So let me ask you this. Now, if you have dealt with thousands of parents, you are an international educator, you have been to different places, you have headed different institutions, you have seen almost all sides of the coin. They say that do hi side hoti hain, but then you would have also seen the circumference of the coin, right? So what's your take on what would be those top three ideas that you would like to share with all the parents, which can give them a different angle to how they raise their kids? So what would be your top three ideas?
Okay. Um, Parenting is my passion. I love to talk because when day in and day out you deal with parents, but the foremost, the topmost thing I would like to tell the parents is that give your child your presence, not presents. So that is very important. Time is a rare commodity, and your children deserve your time. And
You said something very very powerful. Can you repeat that? Give your presence.
children, your presence, not presents.
Got it. Got it.
So
Very
yeah.
powerful.
So presence, yeah. And because sometimes we as parents, we feel guilty of not giving them the time and we present them something to just hide our guilt. That is not correct. Your time, nothing can compensate the time which you have not given by presenting them something, gifting them something. That is you wrapping your guilt actually. So that is not. And I have seen parents too much into helicopter parenting. So
What is
conscious.
helicopter? What is? Sorry, I'm intervening, but what is helicopter parenting? That's interesting as a term.
See, in a way, there are positive aspects of helicopter parenting, but you are all the time like a helicopter on the child.
Hovers.
Whatever he hovers around, and you
Got it.
are part of their every decision. You do not let the child falter.
Hmm.
You before the child falters, you take a decision for the child. So helicoptering and 24 into 7 kind of, so that they don't need policemen. Children, they do not, they need parents, right?
True. True.
So avoid consciously this helicopter parenting. Give them chance to fail and learn. That is important. And everybody knows this. It has been repeated times again that children do not do what you say, they do what you do.
True.
So they're
True.
watching you. So in that way, so act responsibly and lead by example. That is very important.
This is
And
this is
lastly,
crucial. Yeah.
yeah, very crucial because, and lastly, I would say that do not underestimate your children. We usually fall into the trap of comparing them with the neighbors' kids or the society around. So let them learn at their own pace. That is very important. Their pace and space.
Now these are some powerful inputs coming from you. Now I love the fact that when you spoke about give them your presence and not the presence. I think this one in itself is a powerhouse of a message. A lot of times I see that around myself also, that sometimes parents, they say that we don't have the time, but to compensate that, let them give something in terms of maybe gifts or gadgets or something which can kind of compensate. In the long run it doesn't help. I think it's more of a short term gain but leads to a long term pain, the way I see that. Now
Absolutely.
all of you as an international educator, you have seen things very closely across the world. There is one thing which is being said, that the formative years, the schooling years, especially until about 14, 15. Of course, the first 7, 8 years, and then the next 7, 8 years, which is about 15, 16. These are highly crucial years, and they can be the defining years, and on which the future of a child can be rested upon. It can be built upon. So, what do you think, in your opinion, what skills should kids learn early in life, which will help them stand out and probably become successful? The need and the demand of the parents.
Three things, if I have to say, I would say the first thing, very, very crucial, is time management. So, scheduling and prioritizing. Time management is very crucial. Discipline is another aspect, and thinking big. These are the three topmost things I would say that would make them stand out. Now, if we you must have read Stephen Covey's time matrix management: important and not urgent, urgent not important, and important as well as urgent. So if this is very well understood by children and implemented very properly by prioritizing, that is very crucial. That time management is, the game is all about time management. And if I can manage it so well, then it would make me stand out, definitely. And discipline, I may have a lot of priorities and plans, and I may have 5 years plan, target setting all done, but if I don't discipline myself to implement that, or adhere to the timelines, then it is not going to work out. And of course, dream big, मंजिल उन्हीं को मिलती है जिनके सपनों में जान होती है, पंख होने से कुछ नहीं होता, यहाँ हौसलों से उड़ान होती है. So that's sapne
That's
is very important.
that's classic. I loved hearing this from you, and that actually, it takes me back to my childhood days. When we were not actually talked into thinking big. Now, of course, when you say that these are three important principles, one being time management. So, all the parents out there listening to this, when you tell your kids that, hey, you got to manage your time, Madam also spoke something before that, that you got to be a role model. So, while you are pushing your child to manage his time better, he's also looking up to you, that is my dad, is my mom, are they managing their time in a good way? Second, you said discipline, doing what we plan to do. Very crucial. Thinking is thinking, thinking is not doing. So results will only come out of disciplined work towards what we have planned. And third, I loved the way you presented the whole idea of thinking big. Now, I can vouch for this because I had my own journey, and then I know that these are very, very crucial things. Now, when you say thinking big, I'm going to take you from that and extend it to understand from you. Uh, are we really talking about, so how do we train our kids to think big? I'm curious to know that. How do we train them?
Yeah. It has to be caught, not taught, actually. So that is important. And I remember Bill Gates telling, it has got imprinted actually on my mind that he said कि हम कभी कहते हैं ना कि पैसों में क्या रखा है. Before saying that, be rich enough to say that, to understand that. So yeah, we are not just telling something in a vacuum that, okay, you train yourself to think big. No, they have to understand and make the dreams so big. And then you start achieving and fulfilling those dreams. And now, what do you mean by actually thinking big? Big could be, I want to be the happiest person in the world, could be a think big.
True.
I mean, it's not, again, we need not think only about a materialistic world we are thinking about.
Very true.
और जैसे कहते हैं ना कि मैं भी कलाम बनना चाहता हूँ.
जी.
Why not? I always tell that this is a journey from Buddha to Buddha. Everybody is capable of becoming a Buddha. But, and yeah, जीव से शिव की ये यात्रा है. So everybody is capable of becoming a Shiv. Everybody is capable of becoming a Buddha. But that we need to understand that sometimes I say, मैं तो एक normal इंसान. Okay, it is only about that extra makes it ordinary and extraordinary.
Very
So
true.
that little extra.
That's how I title my book. It's called The Extraordinary Kids, because I knew that the extra is all that makes a difference. But I love the whole fact that you said, I was smiling alongside Buddhu to Buddha. I think that's quite a message, and I know parents would be laughing and smiling. बहुत सारे parents हैं अपने बच्चों को बोलते हैं in fact कि ये बिल्कुल बुद्धू है, and they go out in the sometimes they go out in the social function and they say, ये ना कुछ नहीं करता, he doesn't do anything. What you said, it's extremely powerful because the child who is willing to think big, if he's told by his role models, which parents are one of the biggest role models that a child has, if a parent ends up saying कि ये बुद्धू है, so वो जो thinking big वाला जो bulb है, I think वो कहीं ना कहीं बुझ जाता है, वो कहीं ना कहीं it does not really light up. So a very strong message.
We need mothers like Einstein's mother who says, okay, let the teacher say that you are an idiot. I'll train you and I'll teach you, and then you get Einstein. Yeah.
Great. So I'm curious now because you have, I'm sure you know a lot of principles, but more than that, you have applied a lot of principles to become successful on your own terms, the way you define success, and you are considered in the education fraternity as somebody very, very successful. Now, diving into your mantra, what made you successful?
Well, if you call me successful, yeah, I chose my career option out of my passion to empower children through education and to change lives. That is what I believe that education do, and that is why my career is out of my choice and not by chance. So this is one factor. And another is that I have constantly endeavored to acquire knowledge and skills, including leadership skills. So invested huge amount of time, energy, and money. Also, yeah. So to ensure that you are on the right path into a linear progression, and of course, as I always believe that hard work, there is no sine qua non to that. It is hard work, and hard work. Like there is no magic mantra. There is no open sesame that some kulja sim sim kind of a thing. The harder you work, the luckier you get. And I believe that success is to me like it's 99% perspiration, 1% inspiration.
The moment you said hard work, hard work, hard work, you reminded me of Amitabh Bachchan, when he says, entertainment, entertainment, entertainment. I think that the message is
Vidya
very
Balan
clear.
says that. I guess Vidya Balan says that.
Vidya Balan, okay, I take my words back. I hope Mr. Bachchan would not get
Because I am
angry.
a Bollywood, I am a movie buff, because I connect. Storytelling is my forte and very close to my heart. And I feel that every movie, if you, there are two ways of looking at movies. If you can get the best out of that movie, like जैसे हम कहते हैं ना कि ड्रीम वाला, तो ओम
Right.
शांति ओम में कि पूरी कायनात उसे तुम्हें मिलाने में लग जाती, किसी चीज को इतनी शिद्दत से चाहो, तो उसी तरह से you can get best out of movies, and that is how I know that it's Vidya Balan who says entertainment, entertainment, entertainment.
I,
Yeah, but that is,
my,
yeah, it's
I take it back because now that I know that you are a movie buff, I will not quote anything from Bollywood because then. But yes,
no. In fact, 2 years back we met A.R. Rahman. He was with our Global Indian School, and when children asked him question that what is the success, he said it is always practice, practice. That makes, even if at this particular level of excellence, he says it's practice, which so abhyas bahut zaruri hai har cheez ka matlab. You can't rest on your laurels.
true,
You will miss if you stand still, you slip back. So you
very
have to
true.
continuously keep reinventing yourself.
Very powerful. In fact, what stayed with me when you said there are two ways to look at a movie, I think that's powerful because uh, जब सोच में बदलाव आएगा तो आपके आई थिंक एक्शंस में भी बदलाव आएगा और जो रिजल्ट्स मिलेंगे उसमें भी बदलाव आएगा एंड आई थिंक दैट्स आल्सो अ मैसेज फॉर ऑल द पेरेंट्स आउट देयर यू आर ब्रिलियंट एट गिविंग मैसेजेस दे आर subtle and then they stand out and very powerful. So I know that you are a storehouse and a powerhouse of these gems on parenting and can actually make a huge difference. So all the parents out there, I have and put together, we have one thing that we would like to say, that whatever you have heard, whatever you got from today's episode, when you implement it in your real life, not only your life improves, but also the life of your child improves. And there is not a beautiful relationship than what a child has with their parents. Of course, all relationships are important, but given the context that we are talking about, you have the power to make a huge difference. Madam, what would be your concluding remarks?
I have said it all. Just believe in your child, trust your child, and you will work wonders. Partner with him and be with him. Lead by example.
Thank you very much. That was some strong and powerful wisdom coming from your end, and I had a good time. And I also realized that with you, I'll refrain my thoughts about Bollywood. I totally loved this conversation, and I had my own learnings as a father. Yes, the learning is always on, and I had some great lessons coming in. Really wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You made this episode very, very special, and I look forward to having you on these series more frequently so that parents can get.
Pleasure, pleasure, Kamalneet. Anytime. Just I would be a buzz away. That's it. Thank you so much for having me here. I love interacting with parents and kids across the globe. So it's always a privilege.